So going on with further documentation of drug withdrawal, so forth, or psychiatric drugs, so forth. But uh, basically, it's pretty rough sometimes life with psych drugs and millions upon millions. I mean, you got close. I mean, pretty much. I mean, pretty close to like half the population of America on psych drugs. They say like 40% of children are on it, and according to studies and so forth, Alex Jones that said that, but he's a wacko now. He says that God is male and female, so hell with him and his stuff. But I respect the fact that he's brought out the fact that you have going against sodomites and so forth or whatever. But yeah, he isn't in reality because he's like, it's weird. But he's showed darkness, showed light and darkness as in that the with the molestation and so forth going out. You got like molestation ring, Aquino, which is a faggot ring within the military. Very interesting to look into that. But he's all messed up, so I'm totally against what his religion side of his show. I mean he's all whacked out. He says that we are come from creation, and just very very bizarre cultish teachings. Basically, I mean that's a cult. I mean biblical teaching of cultish is more like you're uh, you're denying that Christ is God, and if you say God is male and female, then you're saying that God is a woman. So that's very evil. So when you deny the deity of Christ, whatever, but the basic truths of the Bible, you definitely in darkness. So, anyways, but with Dr. Breggin, he said 20% of Americans that would be adults are on psychotropic drugs. I'm talking about 18 to whatever adults. And now this is a small dose, and 40% percentage, 40% of Americans are on this. Now you look at it as in they have, I mean, little infants now on psychotropic drugs. They rape them with needles and things like that, and just little babies on this stuff. Which is like, you have them coming out of the womb and things, and I've heard other things, but you have just, I mean, you have definitely the children. I mean, there's many as millions upon millions, and I mean millions. I mean, we have a lot of amount of kids on the psychotropic drugs now, and this is an old stat too. This is definitely an old stat, but in my opinion, this is definitely easily higher than 40%, 20% kids, 20% adults. Um, is on this stuff now. I mean, because anyways, but so I was just basically I have this right here. Uh, this is my what do you call this thing, syringe, whatever. You got this. You throw down into the Richmond throw down bottle there, and when you psychotropic drug withdrawal, you're good to get on um, some liquid, because I used to cut it up. Like literally, I cut up my psych drugs, my lithium, 10 different ways, and it's impossible. I mean, I would always, it's a hard work. It's very hard work. It's like um, doing that, and you're never gonna come close to getting a decent so forth. You know, dosage like this here. Like I'm right now. I'm on 1 milliliter or milligram or whatever. So well, that's what I'm on. But I was on this here, going down to I was on like around 0.5 or something, but less than that. And so basically, I ended up in the psych ward just recently, and was put on psychotropic drugs there. Same exact thing I'm taking now. I've been on all since I was 16 years old, lithium enrichment. But the psych drugs there, where they actually put me on 3 milligrams of risperidone in the morning and 3 milligrams of risperidone at night. That's a huge dose. Now I've seen other people. I've heard things that other people on a lot bigger, where it was his psych ward dose, but prison whatever thing. Now the medication is very, very. You want to get some information called Psychotropic Drug Withdrawal, Psychiatric Drug Withdrawal by Dr. Breggin. Get it used on eBay. It's an expensive book, but it's well worth it. But the one that you really want for real, in that one too, but is your drug may be a problem, how and why to stop taking psychiatric drugs. Now that's a very, very important book, and Dr. Breggin. Now he's definitely not a Christian. Let me tell you, he's very wicked, but I've given him the gospel. His blood's not on my hands. I've given it to him on email, and I've given it to him as well on his Facebook. But because there's none good and there's none righteous. All our righteousness is so to back. So, and things like that. Now, this drug withdrawal plan is very, very great. Like I said, this is a psych drug documentary, so I'm just going through some things. Now, I already put this in my drink and so forth, and let me see. I already took my this here, my lithium tablets there. Let's see, you can see that there. It's lithium. No. They kept me on the 900 milligrams, which was nice of them. Which is Dr. Farmar. Was my doctor in the psych ward. I was in Marshall, Missouri, not far from Sedalia, there near Kansas City, north. North from here. I'm in Humansville, Missouri. But this stuff is very, very dangerous stuff. I mean, in the past 20 years, you have people that every single one that's been on psychotropic drugs, every single one that's been has done a mass shooting in the past 20 years, 100%. Every single one that's been on there's been a mass shooting, which is 2 or more murders. So it could be bang, bang, and so forth, or it could be bang, 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 whatever. It's just 2 or more. You're murdering yourself, right? So it could be 2 or more murders. So now basically you got those things there where it's all linked to psychotropic drugs. They're all on psychotropic drugs. Every single one of them that submitted mass murders are all on psychotropic drugs. Now it's even coming out that basically all these thinking just crazy. Basically, most things going on now that the police have to go to get called for. That's like whatever. I mean, a lot of it's just like these guys are on psych drugs. You know what I mean? I mean, they found out that they put them in jail or whatever, and whatever they put them in jail, not regular jail, not psych jail, but they put them in jail, and then they film on drugs, and then they mess it, and then they only give them certain types of drugs, so they have psychotropic drug withdrawals, and they go on psycho in the jail system, and then with the prison system stuff, I mean, it's a vicious cycle, and it's wicked evil. Wicked evil and so forth, the things like that. But just I mean, most things that's called now with the police now, they're going to do things, and they bring them to jail, so they find out that they need their psych drugs. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's just like most calls now is like with certain things going on with like fights and so forth and this and that. It's these people are they're on psych drugs and they're whatever and it's like the police have to deal with stuff. Now a lot of the police are on psych drugs. I mean, for real, but themselves, and according to studies shows that the police and so forth, military, things like that, are actually involved with they're the main culprits behind the drug deals, things like that. Now that's you can do your own studies looking at that, but it is a fact. So, um, but I've talked to like chiefs and so forth, whatever, or I don't know about what, anyways, but big, huge people within the police force, and I told them that, like, you guys, the police that runs the drug trade, and they did not say anything against that. I've told different people that, and they totally do not say anything against that, like with the police officers or just like whatever, like higher ups there. Um, Now they won't. I mean. If you ask a police officer, hey, it's the police state out there, and if you got someone that's honest and I've never had someone that won't agree with me on that. Actually, when I talk to police about that, but so psych withdrawals is just, it's just with these people are on regular dosages, dosage, regular normal dosage of their psych meds, and they're finding like Columbine and so forth. Dr. Breggin actually studied one of the boys that was there, and it says in his studies that he found that he was on a regular dose of medication. He's like, there's no way that the other guy wasn't on medication, but he couldn't study his body afterwards. They wouldn't allow him to. They, because whatever, they didn't want to go getting out, but. It's a fact that Dr. Breggin studied one of the boys at Columbine, and we understand that if you look into it, that the police stood down, that's so forth, the old school Alex Jones, but and so think we're involved, or there's government agents involved and so forth. But now, I mean, you look at these things, and it's very, very tough to be able to see the psychotropic drug withdrawal, and it's very evil, and very much rugged institution that's very the most evil. I mean, it's all got to do with the almighty dollar. Pharmaceutical companies, the doctors. I mean, they want you sick. Why do you want they sick? They make big money off you. Why do you put you on drugs like blood pressure, cholesterol, and they can use stuff like psych drugs for whatever. They'll use then it's used for like a million to one different things, not literally, but psych drugs are used for tons and tons and tons of different things. They don't use them just for psychiatric. So it's you got a lot of people on it. They don't realize they're on it, and it's not really reported probably, in that respect, because you got the psychiatry fact. They don't have to report that. They're not psych. They're not giving it to them for psychotropic drug reasons. So now, anyways, this it's just very evil going on. Now this is pretty cool. I got this here. It's my survival tool. So forth. It's got Celsius. It's got which is 30 degrees less than Fahrenheit. So that's how you can throw that down. But now you got the compass and everything. Now, so basically, you see, and then also what I do, I like this here. It's got a mirror in there as well. But this here, I'd be able to see throw down my lithium in there, and actually keep that for survival, because sometimes certain things happen. You fill this thing up, then you don't have to worry about getting an exact dose in. Like, I'll show you in a second here. This here, like, then I won't get as confused. I have this here. This is my time capsule, and this is my time capsule. I just use it for psych drugs. You can use. Oh, it's got a have one in it. Anyways, now, but it's my time capsule, and I got two of these actually on here. Got this from wholesaledistributor.myshopify.com, wholesaledistributor.com, and they have all sorts of things, great survival things and things like that. I actually run a small hobby business on Facebook, which is like my eBay, Dan Silver and survival things. But you can get on there. You gotta pay $100 and throw down with you can get this right here, like Monkey Fist, as in you can get paracord there for like a few dollars for like I think it's like a 300 or something like that foot paracord or whatever. It's a 600-pound paracord and very great stuff. Or they have regular 550, but that's 550 is about 550 pounds at least. So they have that. But you can make your own monkey fist like this. I didn't make this. I bought this at apesurvival.com or Fight Fast. I don't remember. But so I know survivallife.com is where I learned all this stuff from. But now they'll give you that. They give you through very less expensive, and you'll buy it. You'll be able to make your own monkey fist and so you can make these right here, sell them, whatever. It's fine. It's and you don't. Now you can put a marble in there or something like that if you really wanted to. I don't think they did with this one, but I mean this gets tight and woven and really I mean you don't necessarily need a marble or anything like that, but that would be nice that you make even more impact wherever you're smashing. Just going ahead and smashing there, hitting somebody weapon wise. And this is on my keychain. I mean, this is pretty cool. So I got my keys on it and everything. And I got from Wholesale Distributor. It's a 8-in-1 survival tool. It's got a ton of different stuff on there. But anyways, you get stuff like this. And then this is cool. This is my carabiner, and it comes out with a knife, and it's got a blade. There's a saw there, and also it's got a little multi-tool here, and you got grenade. Is a grenade one. I forget exactly what they're called, but these guys. Anyways, I learned this all from survivallife.com, and then tapping into wholesaledistributor.com, or they got makeup, they got girl stuff, they got some weird stuff like whorish woman swimwear and also dress wear. But anyways, this is great stuff. So it's just where it's at. But I think that right there, I'll stop with that plug. And wanted to give you this, so throw down with that. But as well, that you have these men here, and so forth on the back, my shirt. The Andersons, the Jimenez is the Berzins, the McMurtrys, the Mejias, the Kirschways. Now we understand that Garrett Kirschway is definitely a false prophet. Was definitely a Judas from the beginning. He's like a devil from the beginning. So now that's that, and the Dokas and so forth as well. Doka, these pastors, Tyler Doka and stuff like that. and these infiltrators. Now, sorry if I missed anybody, the families and so forth, and the preachers of these families. But anyways, now these families need prayer, and they need your help to be able to spread the gospel. The ones, of course, there's a couple that were false, the Kirchways and the Dokas, but you got Tyler Doka and Garrett Kirschway there. Now we have Tyler Baker as well, and so forth. But the actual families, like the Bakers and the Kirschways and so forth, and the Dokas, they need prayer because there's some in there that are for real. They're for real. They're Christians. I'm not sure. What I'm saying, I don't really know much of the like the McCraneys and so forth. That Tom or whatever his name was, McCraney. I forget his name, but anyways, now he was an infiltrator and All Scripture Baptist Church, and then there's Brother Fritz, I believe, Pastor Fritz that took over. I think that's right. And it was and the Johnsons and so forth, and and some of these guys have their own businesses, as in like regular, like the Johnson soap, and you got Evangelist Paul Wittenberg and so forth, and things like that. That's framingtheworld.com, and things like that. But what I'm saying is that their ministries and so forth is great stuff going on. The pastors and their ministries and their families, they need your prayers, and also the Withams. That's me, Dan Witham, older pastor. But they need your prayers to the utmost, and to be able to to spread the gospel. They need your prayers for that. They need prayers for money so that they can provide for their own and be able to have the ability to be able to and a lot of these pastors, they need to be able to the ministers will keep growing and so forth, and they'll be keeping doing great works and not get discouraged, and also that they'll become like 100% full-time pastors and missionaries and so forth as well. They need that so that they can be able to for more for the ministry and not have to worry about having to do all this for work and everything else. They need to have the pastors, evangelists, missionaries. They need to have their support. So you can go on these pastors and so forth. They have websites. They have links where you can support them and things like that. And on their websites, on the church websites and things, and and all these things. So just please, obviously you have a local church ministry, and that if you have a pastor that's actually a soul winner, then it's the money definitely needs to go there. But if pastor's not a soul winner, I mean, and you are who your kind is. Most likely the missionaries aren't going to be soul winners. Once in a while they'll win souls. I'm not saying they don't, but they're not going to be soul winners. They're not going to be going out there knocking doors and getting people saved on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly, daily basis. And so they're not going to be doing the work. So are they worthy of even, I mean, no. I mean, if the pastor's not a soul winner, the bishop at your church, I mean, I'm not saying don't give to that church, but it's very. I mean, give what you normally would to like missions or something like that to some of these pastors, whatever these ministries. Give because you're giving your money, and for a fact that the family's getting going out soul winning with the parents and things like that, and that they're actually reproducing themselves. They're not sitting there on their fat duffs and making big money at church and big money somewhere else and making big buckos and not doing any soul winning. Like in my case, Dunningham Bible Church. It's ridiculous. So he's definitely going against us soul winners, Pastor Sarah Faulkner. It's not a joke. And I'm sick of that garbage, and that's where I go at Dunningham, Missouri, and I'm in Humansville, Missouri, and he's totally going against us soul winners. And that's a big problem with me, and I will fight back, and I will not back down when it comes to hey, I praise the Lord, I got 12 whatever 14 saved from last week or a week and a half. In the psych wars and before that, there was like several saved before that. So it's like in a couple of days. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna praise God for that. And if you don't like it, then you talk with me. Anyways, so now, we'll continue with the psych drug withdrawal, and things as wicked as hell, devil drugs, but now, it's psych documentary and things like that. So